Welcome back, my friends. Today's video is about how I improved my English and achieved my dream job. It's not just a story, it's a journey full of lessons, challenges, small wins, and big dreams. In this video, I'll share every step of how I started with very basic English, built my confidence, and slowly developed my speaking, writing, listening, and reading skills over time. You'll hear about the exact methods I used, the resources that helped me, the habits I created, and how I stayed motivated even when it was difficult. I'll also talk about the fears I had in the beginning, how I overcame them, and how English opened the doors to opportunities I once thought were impossible for me. This video is especially for beginners and English learners who feel stuck, afraid, or unsure where to begin. If you've ever felt shy to speak, confused by grammar, or overwhelmed by fast conversations, this video is for you. If you've dreamed about working in a company where English is required, or studying in an English-speaking country, but didn't believe it could happen, this video is for you too. Whether you're a student, a job seeker, or someone who just wants to feel more confident in English, my journey will give you inspiration, practical ideas, and hope. So sit back, take a deep breath, and come with me on this journey of learning, growth, and success through the power of English. It was a rainy Tuesday morning when I first decided to change my life. I sat by the window, watching raindrops slide down the glass, and I thought about my future. My mind was heavy with fear. I felt small and lost in a busy world that spoke a language I did not fully understand. At that moment, I made a promise to myself. I would learn English, and I would master it. That promise became the spark that set my journey on fire. In the beginning, I did not know where to start. I only knew one thing. Every time I heard English on the street or on the radio, my heart raced. The words sounded like a secret code. I felt left out. People around me talked freely. They laughed. They shared ideas. They dreamed out loud in English. But I remained silent, a stranger in their world. I decided I would not remain silent forever. My first step was simple but brave. I bought a small notebook and a cheap pen. I wrote "My English Journey" on the first page. Then I wrote one English word, "Hello." I closed the notebook and I waited. The next morning, I opened it again. I wrote "Goodbye." I wrote "Thank you." I wrote "Please." Each day, I added one or two words. My notebook grew thicker. My confidence grew stronger. After a month, I had 50 words. I could greet people. I could show kindness. I could ask for help. But I still could not speak full sentences. My sentences formed slowly in my head like young chicks waiting to hatch. Their fragile wings fluttered, but they could not fly. I needed more practice. That is when I found the internet. I discovered free websites that taught English. I watched videos of simple lessons. I listened to slow, clear speakers. I repeated every phrase aloud. At first, my voice trembled. I sounded strange, but I practiced every day, in my room, alone with my mirror. I spoke to my reflection. My name is Maria. I like coffee. This is my book. My mirror never laughed. It only encouraged me to keep going. I made another brave decision. I would talk to strangers. I joined a small online group where people practiced English together. There were young men and women from many countries. We called ourselves the Monday Club. Every Monday evening, we met on video. I was ready to run away the first time I saw so many faces. My heart pounded, but I took a deep breath. I said even one sentence. "Hello, I am Maria. Nice to meet you." The group smiled and cheered. They did not laugh at my mistakes. They welcomed me. That tiny moment felt like sunshine breaking through fog. My Mondays became my treasure. I listened and learned. I asked questions. What does that mean? How do you spell that? I practiced new words. I learned to correct myself gently, with kindness, not anger. My errors did not shame me. They guided me. My English began to grow wings, but I still had a big fear: speaking in public. My voice shook if more than one person listened. My cheeks burned red. I wanted to hide, yet I knew that hiding would keep me stuck. I needed to break through fear if I wanted to dream big. So I set a challenge for myself. I would give a short speech in English to my family. It did not matter that they all spoke my native language at home. I chose a topic I loved, my favorite book. I wrote a speech of just 3 paragraphs. I practiced it again and again until I could say it without pauses. On the day I chose, at our dinner table, I stood up and announced, "I have something to share." My family looked surprised. I began my speech. My voice trembled at first, but as I spoke, I remembered my mirror practices and my Monday club encouragement. I finished. My family clapped. I felt a warm glow inside. Fear had taken a step back. After that night, I felt bolder. I started to speak English to myself all day. While washing dishes, I narrated. I washed the plates. While taking a walk, I described the sky. The sky is blue and calm. This simple habit built my courage. It taught me that English was not only in books and videos, it was part of my everyday life. I knew I wanted more, to read books in English. I chose a small novel, one with 100 pages. I was drawn to simple language and a warm story about friendship. I read 10 pages a day. At first, I used a dictionary for every other word. My pace was slow, sometimes only a paragraph in an hour. But I did not mind. I was patient with myself. Day by day, my reading got faster. My heart raced each time I finished a chapter without opening the dictionary. I celebrated. I learned that progress, even small, builds happiness. While reading, I met new words: adventure, shy, courage, journey. I wrote them in my notebook next to my first 50 words. My small notebook was now thick. It held my progress, my hopes, my dreams. It was proof that I was moving forward. In my 3rd month, I discovered English podcasts. I found a show about simple science stories. Every episode was 15 minutes long. I listened during my morning walk. At first, I heard only bits and pieces. I felt frustrated, but I kept listening. Soon, I began to understand more. I could follow the story of a bird migrating thousands of miles. I could hear jokes and understand their meaning. Each day, my ears became sharper. My brain grew accustomed to the rhythm and sounds of English. One day, in the podcast, the host said, "Learning a language is like exploring a new world." Those words struck me. A new world. It sounded big and full of promise. In that moment, I realized that every step of my journey was opening doors for me. Doors that had once been closed by fear were now swinging open with possibility. As my listening skills improved, I decided to tackle writing. I wrote short paragraphs about my life. I described my morning routine, my favorite foods, my dreams. I posted them on a simple blog platform. At first, only a few friends read my posts. They left kind comments. "Great job. I like your story." Their words warmed my heart. With each post, I tried to use new words I had learned. I corrected my mistakes. I learned grammar rules, when to use a and the, how to use past tense correctly. My writing became clearer. It felt like I was building a small bridge between my thoughts and the rest of the world. As my English skills grew, I began to think about my career. I had always dreamed of working in an international company. I imagined myself writing emails in English, talking to people in other countries, helping solve problems that affected people around the world. That dream was so big it made my heart beat fast. Yet I knew that dream needed a strong English foundation. I decided to search for jobs online. I wrote my resume in English. I asked a friend from the Monday Club to review it. She suggested changes. I fixed my mistakes. My resume looked clean and confident. I applied to 3 companies. I wrote simple cover letters explaining why I wanted each job and how I could help them. I felt proud of each application I sent. Even if I did not get the jobs, I was proud of my effort. One sunny afternoon, I received an email. It was from a company I had applied to 6 weeks earlier. My heart pounded as I opened it. The email said they liked my resume and they wanted to schedule an interview. I could not believe my eyes. An interview in English. My mind raced. I felt thrilled and scared. I prepared carefully. I practiced interview questions in English. Tell me about yourself. Why do you want to work here? What are your strengths and weaknesses? I recorded my voice and listened. I improved my answers. I practiced gestures and eye contact. I learned to speak clearly and slowly, so the interviewer could understand me easily. I imagined a friendly face at the other end of the computer screen. On the day of the interview, I dressed neatly with a simple shirt and a warm smile. My computer was ready. My notes were beside me. My heart felt heavy, but I remembered every step I had taken for 6 months. I remembered my notebook, my videos, my mirror, my Monday Club, my reading, my writing. I remembered my promise. The interview began. The interviewer said, "Hello, Maria. How are you today?" I answered, "I am fine, thank you. How are you?" The conversation moved smoothly. I listened carefully and answered with confidence. When I did not understand a question, I politely asked for clarification. "Could you please repeat that?" The interviewer smiled and repeated. Everything went well. At the end, he said, "Thank you for your time, Maria. We will be in touch." I smiled and thanked him too. Then I said goodbye. I felt a surge of relief and joy. 3 days later, I got the news. I had the job. I had gotten my dream job in an international company. I remember the moment I read the email. My eyes filled with tears. I jumped from my chair. I called my family. I called my friends in the Monday Club. They cheered. I screamed with happiness. All my hard work had paid off. In the weeks that followed, I settled into my new role. I wrote emails in English, joined meetings, made suggestions. My colleagues were kind and patient. They appreciated my efforts and my fresh ideas. I learned new professional words like deadline, project plan, budget. I added them to my notebook. My English continued to grow, even as I worked. Looking back, I see how every small step mattered. Learning one word at a time taught me patience. Speaking to my mirror taught me courage. Joining the Monday Club taught me community. Reading a simple novel taught me persistence. Listening to podcasts taught me resilience. Writing a blog taught me reflection. Preparing for an interview taught me professionalism. My journey was long, but it was beautiful. It taught me that language is not only about grammar and vocabulary. It is about connection. Language is a bridge between hearts. Each word I learned was a piece of that bridge. Today, I stand on that bridge, looking toward a horizon filled with new dreams and new friends from all over the world. If you are reading this and you dream of improving your English, remember that every step counts. Start with one word, one sentence, one day. Be kind to yourself when you make mistakes. Find a community that supports you. Practice every day. Celebrate small victories, and never give up on your promise. My promise to myself changed my life. It opened doors I had never imagined. It gave me the power to speak, to share, to dream. You can make that promise too. Your journey begins now. Keep walking, keep learning, and soon you will stand in your own tomorrow, proud and free.